Taking a look at NBA, NHL, WNBA, and a couple of MLB props, and then we'll take a look at some parlay pieces. Welcome to Props and Parlays Today. I am Andy from WagerTalk.com. Let's get right into it. We'll start with, of course, the NBA game tonight. Dallas Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves. Taking a look at some props that might be worth your attention. Derek Lively's kind of the big story here from a props perspective. I can't believe that he would play tonight. This nonsense about a neck sprain, give me a break. You got knee in the back of the head. Like, that was a concussion. They said they've upgraded him to questionable. I would be stunned if he plays, but we've seen Stranger Things, and not the show on Netflix. How does that affect everything? Well, someone did a really good job bringing up Luca's rebounds, and yeah, Luca's rebounds. He went from 7 to 15. That was a big spike, so he easily went over that total. And speaking of Luca, I mean, Luca's last game was just a stats galore. The only category he didn't go over was just his points only. So that opens up it's going to change the rebounds category quite a bit. Daniel Gafford seemed like he benefited. He only had 3 and 5 in the previous couple games, but without Lively, he jumped up to 8. So does that continue? Probably. I would if I was a betting man, and I am because I'm on a betting show. I would say that Derek Lively does not play tonight. So I think that opens up quite a few other guys. I would look at Derek Jones. He seemed to get a nice little bump in stats. He had 5 rebounds, points. He barely got over his points there, but he did get over his 3-pointers. So maybe Derek Jones would be somebody else that you can look at. When we look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, I cannot explain the Naz Reid thing, why he only played 19 minutes. I mean, he was just an under machine for his points, for his 3-pointers. It wasn't a good offensive performance, which is interesting if you're looking at it from a spread and a total standpoint. He was terrible. And I guess on the flip side, Karl Anthony Towns was really good. And you look at Karl Anthony Towns. This game was the outlier. Is this a sign of things to come? Maybe. I did laugh at his turnovers. He had 4 of them. I think 3 of them were offensive fouls. The guy can't help himself. But if you want to go back to Karl Anthony Towns under his turnovers, it's kind of interesting that was the only game he went over 2.5 turnovers. But again, fouls. So I will not be betting on Karl Anthony Towns. No way. So, and then Anthony Edwards. It's going to be tough to bet against him at home. His rebounds and assists have been very, very good. He only had the one under where he went for 12, but in the other games, 19, 18, and 19. So he's been flying over that one. I was kind of interested in the 3-pointers. 2, 0, and 2. However, I don't know if this is a thing or not, but the game that he went over was at home. They're at home tonight. So I'm not really sure if I would be interested in fading Anthony Edwards in this type of game. I mean, obviously, they're going to play these guys a million minutes. Why would you be sitting the starters in a game like this? And of course, Josh Green. Of course, he made another 3-pointer. It's so insane with this guy. He just always makes one 3-pointer, but it's always off of just 1 or 2 attempts. It's wild, but if you're okay with laying the juice, yeah, go ahead. And he just keeps cashing every single time. So those are the NBA looks that I would have tonight. We only have one game in the NHL, obviously. Again, I mean, just set it and forget it. Gustav Forsling over 1.5 shots on goal. I'm surprised they're still giving us 1.5 since he's been getting to 3. So I know it's minus 195, but if you're into plays like that, just go ahead and lay that one. As for the other shots on goal, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I still can't I just can't bet on guys to go over 3.5 shots on goal, even though Hyman just keeps going over and over and over. I know I'm probably leaving money on the table, but Mason Marchment, he's done a nice job in this series. I don't know, still doesn't really have my interest. And then points, if you're looking for something that's kind of we talked about Evander Kane Edmonton. This is kind of a look ahead. I'll get to exactly Florida and the Rangers. And Kane, even though they scored 5 goals the other night, he still goes under. That was last night, so I thought that was kind of interesting on that one. So all right, let's focus on Florida and the Rangers. We talked about Forsling. Um, we talked about Tarasenko to not have a point. He didn't have a point, but this thing's minus 200 still. The interesting thing here is Zibanejad. They're getting plus money, and this guy still doesn't have a point in the series. It would be hard pressed to think Zibanejad keeps not having a point, but it's minus 180. But boy, this trend against Florida is something that's pretty impressive. Zibanejad flies over his shots on goal last game. Did not see that coming. So that's 2 straight overs for him. So that train seems to have run its course, cashing in on Zibanejad under shots on goal. And then Adam Fox, I noticed he's had one shot the last 2 games after having 2 and 4 in the first 2 games. He's cooled off quite a bit. He does have quite a few missed shots on goal. But again, this is a Florida team that just does not allow that many shots on goal. So not much in the blocked shots category. So those are kind of I really don't have I only have one strong play in this game, and that is it's a 4% play, and it is up at WagerTalk.com. If you want to grab that, I would highly encourage you to grab that 4% play. We're 18-8 in 4% plays this year, plus 30 units. So those plays have been really, really good, and we just keep continue to cash in the NHL. I would grab that. I attached a couple of WNBA plays to it, so you're not just getting one play, you're getting 2 plays for WNBA along with the NHL. So that's 3 plays for one price. That is up at WagerTalk.com. That is by far the best thing that we have going today. Any other plays that I have, I'll probably attach it to those. But 3 plays for one, it's kind of a no-brainer, especially when you get a 4% NHL play with those. I don't think we've had any 4% NHL plays in 2024. So this is such a confident spot that we're stepping out for our first 4% play. So, all right, let's take a look at. There was one thing in the MLB that kind of struck my attention. It's kind of funny here. It's an outs prop, and it was, let's see here. It's in the Washington, Atlanta. There is Trevor Trevor Williams. I guess the books are struggling to figure out what to do. He just lands on 15 outs every game. So they just put him at 15 and a half and put big juice at under minus 190. Playing Atlanta, I went and looked at his pitch count, and it is kind of funny. We talked about pitch counts yesterday with guys, but his pitch counts are kind of all over the board. 85, 97, 81, 77. I don't really know what to make of his pitch counts, but I did think it kind of funny that they've just put him at 15 and a half when he's just clearly going just barely under. So I didn't even look at his Ks. 3.5, yeah, probably not much there. Walks under at plus 110. Yeah, I could get behind that. That could be a pretty good one. So he's gonna play. He's gonna be in about. Yeah, he's gonna pitch exactly 15 outs. So you know kind of what you're getting there. So maybe Trevor Williams under his walks might be an interesting look there. So guys, if you could please hit the like button, leave me a comment, tell us how your week's going, tell us what your best bet is in the Timberwolves game tonight. Love hearing from you guys in the comment section. Nice job in the comment section yesterday as well. Someone hit me up on Twitter, said they cashed a nice WNBA play yesterday because of what we talked about. We didn't do too bad talking about in the videos. I dropped my official play on WagerTalk. That was a bummer. First WNBA loss of the season, but I guess that was bound to happen. So, but yeah, hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm. It helps WagerTalk know that we're doing a good job. And again, leave a comment. There's another thing that helps the algorithm out. But more importantly, I just like hearing from you guys and seeing what's going well, seeing what's working for you in the betting space. So, I think I'm gonna look at having a long-term access promo code next week. We will start that up. It's really important to invest in long term. So I want to get a really, really good promo code and get you guys set up for a good 30 days. So look forward to that. Our bankrolls are our business, and there's not too many shows that talk about bankrolls as investments. You get a lot of shows hyping up like one play here or there. But we are around the 70 unit mark for this year, which is fantastic. Bankroll is up 70%. We're absolutely doing our job, and we're almost approaching the end of May. So really, really happy with that. We can help increase your bankroll. If you want to invest in us, I would start with the plays tonight, and then next week, probably Monday or Tuesday, we'll have a nice promo code to get everyone ready for some long term. We do have the Memorial Day through Labor Day pass that is still going on. It's less than $6 a day. That gets you just over 3 months. That to me is a no brainer. This is a great time of year. We have golf in full swing. We have lacrosse that starts. We have a 4% lacrosse future that is up, and all those plays are included if you get the Memorial Day through Labor Day. So I know it sometimes feels like a dead time of year. People end up forcing baseball plays. You guys have heard me talk about it ad nauseum, where this time of year drives me nuts, where people haven't been betting baseball, and let's just start firing away on MLB plays and props, and that's a great way to lower your bankroll. That's not what we do this time of year. We stay the course. We keep on with the sports that have been treating us good and the spots that we know are good. So take advantage of that over at WagerTalk.com. Let's talk a little WNBA before we get out of here. Only 2 games tonight. I guess the overall big takeaway is the Sparks and the LA Sparks and the Chicago Sky. They're not very good. I watched that Chicago Sky game. Holy cow! Oh my gosh, do they struggle? Um, so I actually think you're looking at some over on the rebounds on both teams, just because I think there's just going to be a lot of missed shots, and I think the value is actually going to be on the Chicago side. Someone like Mabry, who has gone under in the last few games. You had 5 and 4. Those are against good teams, Connecticut and Seattle. She's flown over in the 3 games before. This might be a really nice spot for her to go over. And then you've got Angel Reese, who has gone over this 8.5 in 3 out of the last 4 games. Again, UConn only having 5 rebounds against Connecticut. That's not. I said UConn. Against Connecticut. That's not that bad of a look. You got to look at these matchups, and these are 2 teams that really struggle. She's been dancing around this 22.5. I love the consistency on the number here. I just don't know what to do with it. Just because she's so close, within a half or 1. And there. So same with the point. She's always around 11, 12, or 13 points. So again, if we want to look at some rebounds there, Cameron Brink at 6.5 rebounds. She has gone way under the last 2 games. I don't have an explanation for that one, but I would be staying away from that one. And then if we're looking at Seattle and Indy, of course, we have Caitlin Clark. If you can find rebounds and assists, boy, the books are all over this one. They've bumped this line way up. And I think it's time to kind of do some unders on this one. Her points are at 20.5. She's coming off the massive game against LA. But again, we talked about LA not being that great on defense. So I would be a little bit worried about taking Caitlin Clark over anything. And Jewel Lloyd is coming off of the she had 32 points against this Indiana team. She was on fire. That is an outlier. But you just look at all of her stats, and her biggest game of the year was against Indiana Fever tonight. So if you believe in form and you believe in streaks, then you're saying, well, it might be a nice time to take Jewel Lloyd under. But if you're looking at matchup, man, did she tear up the Fever? And I'm not really sure if the Fever have a way to fix a whole lot of that. Their defense is pretty rough. The other one I wanted to look at was Leah Boston taking under rebounds. They put it at 7.5, and she just only gets to 6 or 7. So it's minus 140. I get it, but she gets into foul trouble. I saw that happen. She's big, but she's just not quite. She's not quite tall enough to really, really muscle her way out of there. Her assists keep going under. She had the 1 game against Vegas where she went under, but she keeps landing on this 2, and the books keep putting at 2.5. So Boston is another one that I would look at for those unders. So, all right, that is it for props and parlays today. I can I think I've gone over most of the parlay pieces that we've liked the last couple days. I guess what I would say is Jim and I are getting ready to do the UFC video, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. There will be plenty of parlay pieces in that one, so not a whole lot I like in for parlay pieces today. Edmonton Oilers over 1.5 team total. That just keeps cashing. That's a great parlay piece. So I would encourage everyone to be figuring out a way to make money off of that one anytime soon. But again, if you're interested in getting plays, today is a great day to invest in that 4% NHL play. I've attached two of the best WNBA props out there to that place. You're getting 3 plays for the price of one over at WagerTalk.com. We're at 70 units profit for 2024, and we're looking to add to that tonight. So that is going to do it for us. Thanks very much. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Good luck on your place, and we will see everyone tomorrow on Props and Parlays Today.